It's the Sean Widmer Podcast. It's a journal by someone that just really doesn't like to write.
Hey, hi, what's up? Thanks for tuning into the Sean Widmer Podcast. I've got beef with coffee, and I've got to get it fixed. I've got to get it taken care of. I need your help, home coffee makers. I asked for it before. Either I didn't listen or I didn't get the right stuff. But that is, I've got to have it. Got to have help with that. And I think I have something else I wanted to talk about. I don't remember what it was. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if there's something else. I wanted to start off with the fact that, it wasn't like it's not like it was a big secret after Friday's episode. And Brandon and I tiptoed around it. But you're probably listening to this before. If you listen to it when it comes out Monday morning, you're listening to this before it's officially announced. I'm so stinking excited to be doing, and I am doing, middays on 93.7 The Mountain. New Country 93.7 The Mountain. I'll be on from 10 to 3. I am so excited to be back on the radio. It's going to be so much fun. That's what I'm going to sound like. I am a little under the weather right now, so bear with my voice. But based out of Spokane, right up there on the South Hill, 57th Avenue, 93.7 The Mountain. And I'll be doing, like I said, 10 to 3, Monday through Friday. Very excited to be on the air again. It is going to be interesting to get into midday mode. Middays are so much different than everything else I've done in radio, where I got into radio to do sports radio, did that for a long time, and loved it, loved every second of it. Then did the morning show, and that's long form, just like the sports radio, where you're doing 7 to 12 minute talking segments at a time. And that was like what I did. But I did dabble in the midday stuff because I did middays on 105.7 The Buzzard for a number of years. And it was fun. But it's been a very long time since I've done that. And I found myself going like, oh man, what are you supposed to talk about? What are you supposed to throw in there? And now I'm nervous. I didn't think I was going to be nervous at all. So if you are listening, see, here's the thing. I will be broadcasting from right here where you see me sitting right now. And so I don't have access to, the text line that's right there in the studio, the email stuff. I am flying blind. So I will not get tomorrow, or I guess today when you're listening to this, and whether people are saying nice things or just terrible things, I won't see them. So I won't get that feedback, because sometimes it's nice when someone says good things. You're like, okay, keep doing that. And then when someone says very bad things, for the most part, you just have to shrug it off. But there's times where you got to go, okay, let's take a look at this and see what were they commenting on. Was that a bad segment? How do I edit it? How do I redo it? And I'm not going to have access to that. So there is that part that's kind of like, oh man. But overall, I'm so pumped. Getting to work with TC again. TC, he's in charge of the station. And he also does the afternoon ride home with TC. Getting to work with him again is going to be great. He was there day one when I started on 790 KJRB. Cotter was the operations manager in the building. I believe he was operations manager when I started. I'm almost positive, because it had to be, because it was, I think 2000 was what year was Sean Alexander on the cover of Madden? No, that's not right. What year wasn't Sean Alexander? What year was Marshall Falk? Marshall Falk on the cover of Madden. It was 2003. So that game came out in 2004. Yeah, so I'm sure that's what it was, because I'm positive he had a Marshall Falk Madden case in his office. Anyways, TC was there, but I believe he was the operations manager when I got hired. And we worked together forever in the building that I'll be in now, up on the South Hill, 57th Avenue. My favorite building to work in ever. It's actually great when I go back to Spokane and visit, if I can go in and do the show live or visit the building again, the amount of things I have hidden in the ceiling tiles in that building is insane. Now, I've told the story about them enough that I'm assuming part-timers who worked there caught wind of it and rifled through the ceiling tiles and found a bunch of stuff. But we had money hidden in the ceiling tiles. We had an artillery of Nerf guns. And I mean, an artillery. The Maverick pistols, there had to be like 4 to 6 of those things, along with a ton of Steffens, the darts, all over the ceiling tiles in that building. And I'm so excited to go back and look through the ceiling tiles and try to see if that stuff is still there, because that would be hilarious. Anyhow, that building has a lot of memories for me. I'm excited to make a lot more of them on there, and I hope it ends up being a very fun thing. I hope it ends up working out not only for obviously for me, but I really hope it works out for the radio station. That this is a huge benefit for TC, and that we grow the station together, because I love doing that with him. I love competing with Cotter. It's so much fun, and I get to lead right into him, which will be fun as well. Get to do my show into Cotter's show. Hand the ball off to him every day, and then he'll run into the end zone with it, as he does. It's funny because it's been something that's been in the works for a very long time. Very long time. And TC started reaching out to me very, very quickly when I moved to Lexington. And he was like, dude, do you want to do middays? And I was like, I don't know, man. I just got out of radio. I don't know if I'm ready to get back into it, right? Or anything like that. I don't know. I was in, midlife crisis or whatever we wanted to call it. And so I just said, no. And he just kept on asking. And finally, he asked me this last, like maybe 4 weeks ago, probably about a month ago. And it was just like, yeah, I do want to do it. And so he had talked to my wife about it when they were in Nashville together. And she was like, you need to do this. And she came home. She's like, you got to do it. This is what you do. You'll enjoy it. You'll like doing it. And so when she had the blessing on it, I was like, yeah, I need to listen to this. I do want to do it. So I'm excited. It'll be really fun. So yeah, 10 to 3 weekdays, 10 to 3. Hang on just a second. I love it. My wife is sending me some great messages, some great text messages that I can't read on the podcast, but they are making me laugh, because she is funny. Happy Mother's Day to her, by the way. Happy Mother's Day to my mom, who is awesome. Happy birthday to my mother-in-law, who is awesome. Put up with a house full of grandkids tonight, she did, when probably all she wanted to do was hang out with her kids. But we brought all the grandkids, and they demolished her house. I mean, just ravaged it. I don't know what happens. I know we were kind of messy as kids when we'd go to my grandparents. I think the main thing was my mom and Aunt Melinda would put the fear of the Lord into us if we were to leave anything out in Graham's basement. So we'd go to Graham's basement, and we would get out the dress-up clothes, and we would get out the card tables and make forts, and we'd get out pots and pans to drum on, and we would get out everything. But I remember my mom, Aunt Melinda, coming downstairs, and they were like, look, your rear is grass if you don't get this cleaned up ASAP. And we were like, yeah, done. Salute. And we get it all done. But like we left Lisa's house tonight, and I probably needed to do a better job of that, but my kids were in meltdown mode. And so I was like, let's just get out of here. But I got to do a better job of that, because with the way I left when I knowing how the basement was, sorry, Lisa, happy Mother's Day. I will do better. I will make sure we do better with that. Okay. Let's get into Kelly's What Are You Into? And it's kind of what I'm against. And if my mother-in-law is listening, she was right about this and I was wrong.
Kelly's What Are You Into?
My wife and her Kelly's What Are You Into is morning coffee. My wife loves a coffee in the morning, and normally two glasses. I lived with my in-laws for 6 months when we moved to Kentucky. Let's see. Well, no, maybe not even that long. September, October, November, December. 4 months. Lived with them for 4 months. It was awesome. But one thing I noticed, and my wife comes by it honestly, The Johnson family loves drinking that morning coffee. My mom does too. I don't remember it as much because I wasn't paying attention to my family when I was a kid because I was a bad son. But my wife can have 2 cups of coffee in the morning. She loves it. So I think I mentioned it at the beginning of the year. For Christmas, I got my wife a coffee maker because my wife was very interested in going from the K-Cups to a pot of coffee. And I was all in on that because my parents had a coffee maker. Gramps and Graham had a coffee maker. And so you'd have that pot of coffee. And I love it. It would be great for my wife because you can go make the pot of coffee, pour her a glass, take it up to her in bed, a mug, take it up to her in bed. And then later I can take her a second cup of coffee. And I was like, this is going to be great. It's just one big pot of coffee. Well, she has informed me over the last couple of weeks, the coffee I'm making sucks. So I've tried a couple different coffee grounds, ones that I know people say are good. I've tried to descale our coffee maker. So in case it's like had a buildup in it that was making the coffee taste bad. No matter what I do, the coffee tastes like crap. So I spent about 7 hours working on the coffee maker on Saturday, only to find out the coffee still sucked today. And I was like, all right, it's a coffee pot. It doesn't work. So I have a feeling we're on our way back to K-Cups. But I want to succeed in this before we have to go back to K-Cups. So I have to figure out, and I spent way too much time tonight trying to figure this out. I need to figure out a way to make 2 cups of coffee at one time where the coffee stays warm long enough that I can take the 2 cups of coffee to my wife in the morning. The coffee pot seemed like a good solution, but the one I got was, I don't know, $50, $60. And Mr. Coffee, it's not the one. And the reason I bring my mother-in-law, she got my wife a coffee maker as well for Christmas. We didn't know we were both doing that. I'm sure the one my mother-in-law got was way nicer and probably makes a really good pot of coffee. So I should have just stayed with that one. And we should have returned mine and been like, look, take this one back. You now have enough money to get like 3 Red Bulls. So enjoy them. But yeah, it was just like, it's been killing me. And I want to make a good amount of coffee. So that's my question. I'm not looking to spend $1 billion on a coffee maker. Okay. The things are, my wife wants the coffee to taste good. All right. Period. My thing is, I would love to be able to make multiple cups of coffee at one time. Is there something there, coffee people? Where are you at? Help me out. That's what I need. That's what I need. That's what I need today. All right. Thank you. Let's see what the comments are today. Then we'll get the heck out of here. Whew, just had a nice little coughing fit. All right. Let's see what we got here. We are going to Spotify, where Voodoo Jester, Spokane Ian, says, Brianna and I, his daughter, play Minecraft occasionally. I love it. I love it. With my daughter, I love it. It's like Legos. I love it. Snidette, good to hear from Snidette, says she feels the same way about volleyball as I do with basketball. I'm 52, still play rec league with my BFF from high school once a week. We played until we had babies and then took a break and have been back at it for many years now. Way more memories post-high school than high school. Go Rec Sports. Snidette, thank you. I got into it with one person because of that episode. And I don't know. I think it was probably not a great argument with someone from back home. And just arguing about youth sports and sports as an adult. And it's just, they don't play sports as an adult. They don't. You're missing out. You're missing out. It's way better. It's way better. Stop focusing on trying to make the peak sporting time of of a human's life their childhood. It's great to have it. You're going to have fun memories, but I swear to you, if you don't burn them out and you let them actually fall in love with the sport, the memories they'll have 20 to 40 are exponentially better and better for their life because they will have friends and be continually making new friends in a time where it's really hard to do that any other way. It's huge. All right. Bum, 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 bum. Where is this one right here? All right, there we go. You're welcome. It's Huck's favorite song. This one comes from Roberta. And Roberta says this. Here we go. This is about the basketball episode. Nothing wrong with sentimental, and I get that news releases have to wait sometimes. Roberta sniffed it out first. She messaged me on Instagram immediately and was like, "You're on the mountain now." I was like, yeah. Jeep is still a big heart news item. Yes, it was. Let me see. That ball was yellow. I thought it was tan and gray. It was a yellow silver combo, I think, Roberta, because it was kind of bright. My sport was swimming. I can float in water anywhere. I had no idea there were swim teams until junior high. I wasn't fast, always obese, but I did distance. Not everyone could. Do I need to get back in the pool right now? Yes. Is it scheduled for the week after shots in my knee? Oh, it is scheduled. I'm sick. That'll be great. I don't like shots in... Roberta, I don't like talking about shots in any part of your body. Needles and I don't get along. Good luck. My daughter was volleyball, but her college didn't allow for walk-ons. Foolish them. They missed out, and she became the topper, the mountain goat instead. That's amazing. Ross played baseball and basketball, but his games were video. He knew his stuff, rules, plays, etc. He was just so small that his sports career ended in high school, and music was his outlet. And I agree. Without the natural progression of love for the game, the lifelong love isn't going to happen in modern children. Plus, kids aren't allowed out of the house anymore on their own. It's true. My daughter's ball is on my husband's dresser, not with her. She coaches theater now. That part is also true, Roberta. Just the not letting the kids just can't ride to the park anymore. That's huge. That's such a big deal. You can't just ride to the park. You can't just ride around. Now, I need to give my sister-in-law, Casey, and her husband, Chris, some credit because they are still, and I think I feel like they're the outliers, and maybe they get looked at like the outliers. I hope they understand I'm all in on this. Their kids are all over our neighborhood all the time on bikes, scooters, whatever, lawless. And so I'm sure there's parents that are like, "Oh, the Walker kids are out and there's no rules." And I'm like, "No, this is how we all grew up. They're doing what we all did. It's awesome. They're showing up to baseball fields. How did they get there? I don't know how they got there. They got there though. They want to be there. It's like, I love it. I love it. So shout out to them. They crush it. I know that I'm sure they get some pushback in the year 2026, but I think it's great. I think it's great. Their kids are just cruising around, bombing around, biking around, sporting around. They're nuts, and they're awesome kids. So kudos to them. All right, I got to go. I got to get some sleep because I've been seeing my Instagram algorithm has been all videos saying that you need to get 8 hours of sleep because my Instagram knows I get like 3. So we're going to try it tonight. We're going to try to get 8 hours. All right. Huck's going to wake up at 5. Who am I kidding? See you on the mountain.